So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's move on to the next part of our podcast. And here's where we have our guests share one of their core values. And I know you, and I know you have some good core values. So why don't you share one of your core values with us?
Well, the core value that I value most is it's the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So to me, that always is how I want to approach every conversation with the client, every court hearing, everything I do in life. If I want to behave towards others like I would want them to behave towards me. And I try to instill that in our office. And we have conversations on a weekly, if not daily basis. If anybody is thinking that we're helping somebody that doesn't deserve it, or whatever the case may be, I try to intervene and sit down and say, listen, everybody deserves this chance. Even if they have made mistakes in the past, they deserve this chance. We want to give them the same level of trust and professionalism and friendliness. A little bit of honey goes a long way in any conversation. And we just really want to make sure that we are providing a level of service to our clients and our friends and our family like they were friends and family. And just give them the same experience or better that we would expect when we go to another professional's office.
That's great. And I'm sure that radiates also with your staff. If they have that, also they're giving that, you're receiving it. It's definitely, like I said, it radiates with people.
It does. And I can tell you, everybody knows you have a hard day at work, right? I'm not going to pretend that it's all rainbows and sunshine working here at the Laputka Law Office, but every job is that way. And you just you have to remember to be thankful. I remind my staff frequently when they're dealing with a particularly difficult problem or a particularly difficult client, that these clients are what give us a job, helping these folks and the folks that they will refer and the folks that they will refer, because we have a great attitude and we help everyone. That's what permits us to be employed, and goes back to what we talked about 15 minutes ago, where this is why we get out of bed every day and come to work, because we want to provide for our families. We want to serve people, we want to serve our community, and we want to provide for our families by doing that. And you don't have to be a jerk to be a lawyer. I know that there's a terrible misconception about a lot of us, but you don't have to be a jerk to be a good lawyer. And frankly, I find that those folks that I come across that operate in that overly aggressive or jerky manner, they're really not doing themselves or their clients the service that they could be if they were following the golden rule and just being polite and friendly and helping people instead of chastising them.
Right.
And I can think of a few of those, and you're absolutely right. And I think part of it, and just to go off into the woods for a second, like looking for my golf balls,
Me too.
is I think a lot of times these overly aggressive attorneys are really compensating for lack of knowledge, because their real tactic is, I'm going to bully you until you give me what I want. And yeah, but the law doesn't say that. Yeah, but I don't care. You're going to, I'm going to harass you until you give me what I want. And clients are at some point, they're going to be like, this is costing too much. What's it going to cost me to just give in, as opposed to, sticking to my guns and spending more money on attorney's fees because I'm right. Sometimes, these bullies know that at some point your client's going to say, yeah, I don't want to spend any more money, because even if I win, I'm still going to be upside down. Might as well give them something and maybe break even than to keep bleeding out.
Right. And there's a time and place for that. For example, you might want a strong bully of an attorney or pit bull of an attorney, so to speak, if you have a personal injury claim and you're going up against an aggressive insurance company, or if you're a criminal attorney and you're being wrongly accused for something, you might need somebody that's aggressive. But for the areas of law that you and I primarily practice, Mike, and many other attorneys, right? Because those criminal attorneys and those PI attorneys, that's a small percentage of the attorneys out there that are helping folks every day. For the kind of law that we practice, you're 100% Mike, right? Right, Mike. That is not what that's not what you want in an attorney.
Yeah. And so one of the things I think is neat about your practice, and like Kat said, we know each other from our consulting group, but your practice is you are probably one of the highest filers in your area, meaning you have a large market share, but yet because of this core value, you keep getting repeat clients who are happy with your service and how your staff treats them and how you treat them, because you're not treating them like the, for lack of a better word, the bankruptcy mills that all they're doing is give me your name, give me your paperwork, we're going to get it filed, this is when you need to show up, okay, this went through, here you go, okay, you're done. That's it.
That's exactly right. And that comes back to those core values. And listen, I could do that and I could make a whole lot more money if I had half the staff and we didn't return every phone call or answer every email and didn't spend the time that we want to spend. I could make my business more profitable. But that core value that we talked about, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, makes me have and directs me to have the appropriate amount of staff, because that's a big deal here. There are a lot of law firms that are filing bankruptcy that have one or two attorneys and one or two staff, and they're trying to do a similar amount of volume that we're doing with 10 staff members. We've got 10 people on staff here, and sometimes you just need to make sure that you are staffed appropriately so that you can deliver the level of customer service that your clients deserve.
Right.
Definitely.
And just to kind of wrap that up real quick, the reason why we ask people the core value is partially, if not in all part, because of the show, The Solution Point. And we really do think that our core values and the ones that we've set out help us get to the answers that we want. Sometimes when you're in kind of like, well, should I do this? Should I not? Well, what's my core value? What is it? What am I putting, this up against? And I think that just in us sharing core values, and we're going to be making little snackable videos of this, and we have our playlist with just core values. It's important for people to know these things and start to address them and exercise them in their own family, business, whatever the case may be, to help them come up with solutions, because sometimes you can be on the fence about something because you don't have a core value to put it up against.
And one of the great things that's very well said. And one of the great things about a core value is when you instill your core values in your employees, it helps them make decisions on the spot. Because just like you said, you can take a scenario and you can bounce it off your core value, and it becomes easier to determine the answer with consistency and customer service forward every time.